Hello and welcome to the Bay of Fundy. Actually, we're right alongside the St. Martin's Sea Caves over there. Now, unfortunately, we are not here at low tide, so we couldn't go into them, but what an absolutely beautiful location. Today, we're actually doing a parkway, so this is going to be the Fundy Trail Parkway, which is a nice scenic drive with lots of things to do. So hopefully you enjoy. Come along with us. So the drive itself is about 30 kilometers, so 19 miles. And if you're going about 40K or around 25 miles an hour, it'd take you about 45 minutes to drive the whole thing from one to the other, according to the ranger. So it's like a nice, slow, leisurely drive. This place is absolutely gorgeous, all the ferns, and it's green everywhere. It really reminds us of the northern west coast, like northern California and Oregon. See what I mean? How pretty is that? Melvin Beach is down there, and then this is Polar Falls, which is a cascading waterfall about 15 meters. And to get down here, the coolest part was these stairs. Come on, look at these things. This is a cable ladder. They move just a little bit. One way down, one way up. One of the trails actually goes right along the coastline. Well, of course, the parkway or the drive goes along the coastline as well. So there's definitely areas where the coast and the trail are pretty close to each other, and they get far apart and they're close to each other. And there's tons of, lookouts and parking lots along the way and restrooms and all that. So what's kind of neat about that, in my opinion, is if there's two of you, one of you can, drop the other one off to hike to the next point, and you can meet him there if you don't feel like walking, or if, one of you isn't really capable, but the other one is. Or say you want to both hike it, it's pretty user-friendly. Like you could just stop your vehicle somewhere, hike down to a point, and back along the trail, and right back to your car. And nothing's too crazy. So I think that's kind of a interesting thing about it. Here's a good example of what I was just talking about. I just came out of the woods over here, and the road bends right along here. And there's a little pull-off parking area, and a lookout, and some picnic tables. Something I'm trying a little bit different with this video is I'm using my phone quite a bit to record instead of a big bulky camera. And I'm also trying to get a lot of nature sounds. This park is pretty quiet. Yes, it is a parkway and there are vehicles that drive by, but it's not that often. And so it's a lot of just ocean. You can hear that in the background, and birds chirping, and just the wind blowing through the trees. So I'm trying to use a little bit more nature sounds in the video. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, let me know with a comment. But this place is absolutely gorgeous. This guy does not like me here. Letting everybody know. Oh, he's off another one. Sometimes I feel like squirrels are kind of like the car alarms of nature. You set one off, you're gonna set them all off. If you spend some time outdoors, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Birds are the same way. You know, they think you're a threat and they'll start alarming everything around them. It's pretty cool, really. I'm wondering just how busy the national park will be. I think we're going there tomorrow versus this provincial park, which is, you know, kind of like a state park. In my experience in the US, and remember I've been to almost all of the states, I found that a lot of times the state and county parks are much more serene. They're still just equally as beautiful, and even the land sometimes just outside of the national parks, which are just like national forests and stuff, it's gorgeous. It's not like you know, nature just stops its boundaries wherever we put up the park lines and stuff. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be my experience within the national park. You have to stay tuned to find out, but check out this treeception right here. It's a little baby tree growing in a big tree. Currently, I'm hiking down to one of the last lookouts that we looked at. I'm going to hike back because Elise is cooking. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. Very easy path. It's not like a hard hike or anything that I'm on. But Elise is making us some lunch, and so she's like, why don't you go walk down there and back? You know, just to kind of, van isn't, you know, the biggest space, and cooking in there, it gets hot, and so I get to enjoy this beautiful walk and come back to a nice lunch. How lucky am I? They are zucchini fritters with some Greek yogurt. On our way to another waterfall. This one requires a little bit of a long and difficult hike. Long Beach Brook Falls, 2.2 kilometers. I think this is a great one to tackle after lunch because you're full and you don't feel like doing anything. What? We made it from all the way down there. I mean, again, this is level. It's hard to grasp just how steep it was. But the good thing about doing hikes like this, I found, is if you're willing to walk a few miles, or in this case 2 kilometers, about hard 2 kilometers, off of the beaten path, you're usually rewarded with hardly any people at all. In fact, that's something I found in Yellowstone when I was working for the summer. There's a really cool geyser that you can hike to. It's like 2 or 3 miles. It's not very far. It's talking like a 45 minute walk or something. Or you can bike to it. There's a bike path. But nobody would go to it. But everybody would go to Old Faithful and they complain about how busy it was. Well, if you're okay with walking for a little bit, getting outside, you get to see a more, you know, beautiful area, but probably less people. Elise was just saying how well blazed this trail is. And it is. There are so many. Obviously, it's blue blazes on this trail. And we've started our descent. So this is a loop. Climb for a little while, go up to the top. It was flat for just a little bit, and now we're going down. I think this was a good choice for us trying to get back into doing some more difficult hikes, because it's not too long, but it is hard. So it's pushing us just enough. So first glimpse. Oh, look at the chain.
How's that feel?
Definitely worth the dip. It was freezing, but it was worth it. We're following this creek or brook back. Gorgeous. Oh, There's a little bird in this tree. Let's see if I can get him. Cool. How pretty is that? Right place, right time.
How was it?
Wrong way. Gotta come back up.
Oh no.
We came out right here. That blue blaze is, of course. Now we're gonna try to head down to the beach because we should be timing low tide pretty well. They actually list the tidal charts right on their website. So if you're wondering specifically for the park, check out their website. And look at this. I spot an ogre. We made it down to Long Beach. It's low tide. High tide's not until like 6 hours from now, so plenty of time. Look how far the water goes out from here to out there. Crazy. They say it's the biggest tidal change in the world. Slowly making my way through this boulder field. Trying to get out there to that water because it looks like, it's hard to tell. Hopefully it's low enough that we'll see something. This little tidal pool, there's a big flat over here which looks really muddy. Made it out of the boulder field. And it's actually pretty hard, surprisingly. Just feels like compact sand. Now we gotta go over the tiny boulder field. Well, I found treeception earlier. Here's snowception. There's little snails everywhere. Look at these little dudes. It's crazy. These are like rocks covered in barnacles. Pretty cool. And there are probably, a few billion snails. Trying to see if I can find some of the other stuff they listed, like, starfish and sand dollars and some crabs and stuff, but so far, just snails and shells and rocks and barnacles. I'll find a sand dollar. Trying to get in one last or possibly two last little hikes today. The park closes at 8 and it's about 6, so but this should be waterfall number 3 for the day, which is pretty cool. This is Walton Glen observation deck. It's like a little over a kilometer, so it's supposed to be an easier hike and a shorter one. So apparently this is a moderate hike, not an easy hike. At least tricked me. She didn't tell me that. Okay, she definitely did like 5 times. But it's honestly not hard at all. Look at it. It's honestly kind of like a golf cart gravel path. I'm assuming they call it moderate because right near the beginning there was like a steep section, but the rest of it is pretty easy walking. But Definitely worth it for the views at the end. You definitely don't get close to this waterfall like you do with the others, but the gorge is just amazing. I guess you'd say gorgeous. Well, made it back to Ogre for the day. It's time to find a campsite, make some dinner, and relax. And then tomorrow, National Park. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. It truly helps if you'll just leave a comment. It would be extremely helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.